Right. Popping in from our beautiful retreat center here in Thailand, where we're getting ready for a group to come in. Who's going to go through a 3-day process, inner journey, dealing with removing limiting programs, doubts, fears, forgiveness, subconscious blocks, anything that they're holding on to that's keeping them from stepping into their fullness of peace, joy, and creating and manifesting the reality that they desire. So they're going to be coming in, staying here for 3 days at the retreat center, and they're going to be immersed in just wonderful energy of conscious awareness. The grounds here, you've got a saltwater pool. You can see the waterfall in the background. You've got a music and yoga shala behind me, and I'll show you some of the other property. But they're going to be really going on a deep inner journey to clear any remaining stuff that they're holding on to from childhood or past relationships or belief systems. And this is really, really key, because if we don't clear this stuff, what's going to happen is it's going to keep recycling in all of our relationships, and it's going to affect every area of our life. So the people that are coming in for this specialized 3-day journey are going to be immersed in really conscious awareness in a really safe environment to be able to deal with and clear anything that they're still holding on to that may be keeping them stuck in repeating 3D lower dimensional realities. And so both of my calls this morning, I'm going to walk around and show you some of the grounds. Both of my calls this morning with clients, the same thing was coming up for them. And there's no shame in any of this stuff. You know, we've all received programs and patterns and things based on usually around our childhood. And again, there's just no shame or guilt in this stuff. It's just a matter of becoming consciously aware of the programs that we're running, and then just going in and setting up a system. I love this. Look at these, blooming during winter. These orchids are incredible. They say it's winter here. I don't know. It's always just so beautiful here. So incredible. So blessed to get to experience this and share it with people. So these programs, the number one thing that came up today on both calls was the need to forgive or release anger. And so it's really not that difficult to clear or heal, or whatever word you want to use, decades and decades of things that we've been holding on to inside of us. The ego, it has a tendency to want to hold on to it. Right here is our, it's our sauna. This is the back of it. And then we have a fire pit over there where we play music and gather everybody at night. But that's a sauna for Sweat Lodge. Then you can come out and there's showers. And we've got another big yoga pavilion out here below the mountains. A lot of little hobbit houses to stay in that are part of the Maladar resort here. So in order to shift out of repeating 3D timelines, the number one thing to do is clear anything and everything that doesn't come from love. It sounds like common sense, and the ego mind will go, yeah, that makes sense. But it seems like a lot of people, or oftentimes we don't clear that because we just aren't quite ready to let it go. And this is really key. I do journeying with people where they let go of things they've been holding on to for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decades. And it's just a matter of just realizing that who's holding on to the lower vibrational frequency if we are not forgiving somebody? Us. It's not affecting the people that we think did something to us. And one of the things that really helped me clear all this stuff, because I had a ton of this stuff too. You know, I went through a lot of trauma in my childhood and grew up in Catholic schools where judgment was the biggest program running. It's the biggest addiction on the planet. Here's a yoga shala where we do yoga in the morning and watch the sun come up. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, the quickest way to move out of repeating 3D timelines and do the inner healing is to ask ourselves, is there anybody that I still have to forgive? Is there anybody that I still have to forgive? Here's my buddy. He's this really cool. And just see what comes up. Just see what comes up. Is there anybody that we have to forgive? So go all the way back to your parents, grandparents. I had stepfathers. I had an angry uncle, and he was a great guy, but he had learned from his parents to take people to the woodshed and beat them with a stick when they did something wrong, to assault them. And he thought that was the way that you're supposed to learn. Both my stepfathers were into that beating thing, belts and pieces of wood. And so the key is not to focus on that. The key is to understand that we all have soul contracts. And we've all agreed ahead of time that these people were going to come in and play their role. Now, if that triggers you, I understand. I work with people that have been heavily abused, sexually violated, people killed in their family. I understand. When we forgive somebody, we're not saying that what they did was okay. That's not the point. The point is so we can clean and clear our frequency and have a heart that's pure and release this pain in these lower dimensional heavy frequencies like anger and hatred and judgment and resentment and unworthiness and shame and guilt, because those are what keep us stuck in repeating 3D timelines. So the process of doing inner healing is really not that difficult. You are your own healer. I guide people into healing. I don't heal them. I heal Jeff. Anybody that tells you that they can heal you, unless it's Jesus sitting right across from you, I'd take it with a grain of salt. You are more powerful than you've been taught to believe. And really, healing happens pretty much in the mind. And that's why most dis-eases are created in the mind. It's because we're holding on to these frequencies. And so the thing I wanted to share a little bit about this beautiful place, Aladara here. Here's one of the little hobbit shalas that I'll show you. They're really nice. We don't spend a lot of time in the rooms because there's so much good energy outside when we're gathering together. And we've got a vegetarian kitchen with a chef, and there's always something really high vibrational to do here. And even just coming out here and sitting by yourself in the morning for the sunrise or the sunset it's just so peaceful and contemplative that you can really move through a lot of stuff. And so again, the topic of this was clearing anything around forgiveness or any lower vibrational frequencies that we're holding. And this is really the key. And if you ask yourself, is there anybody that I still need to forgive? Your inner frequency, your memories and your mind will come up and it'll let you know. And it's just a matter of, do you want to be free, or do you want the ego to hijack you and run its story? Because the ego feeds off of, once it decides that somebody did something to it, it takes a person with a lot of awareness to be able to see the program to go, I'm not going to hold on to that anymore because I'm the one holding on to all that. So it's really, really key, but it's really, really simple too. It's not difficult. And if you need somebody to hold some space for you, you know, there's a lot of people out there, or you can reach out to me. I take people on 30-day journeys every month to dismantle the entire belief system, because that was one of the greatest gifts that one of my mentors, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the 4 Agreements, The Master of Love, Beyond Fear, he got me to look at my belief system. And I realized, look at that, I just heard the noise. Oh, you're stuck in the fence. Hi, baby, you okay? There's a beautiful water buffalo that we have on the property here. There's 2 of them. Might be trying to get out. Okay, I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so the number one gift that really opened the door for me, one of the biggest aha moments I ever had, was when Don Miguel Ruiz got me to look at my belief system. This is super, super key. I realized that none of my beliefs were mine. None of them. They all came from outside of myself. They all came from my parents, my grandparents, Catholic school. I was taught to be a judgeaholic, which is why I wrote a whole chapter on how to dismantle judgments in my book. It's distracting because he's trying to tear down the fence, and I don't know how to stop a water buffalo from tearing down a fence. Hello, beautiful. You want to get out? Okay, sorry for the distraction, but how many times do I get to share a water buffalo in my lives? So, seeing that the belief system is not even ours. It's just a set of information. It's like a catalog in a library. And what happens is the ego, the untrained ego, goes into automatic reaction mode, as I call it in the book, and it gets challenged and feels threatened by any information that comes in that goes against our belief system. Right? Republican versus Democrat, this versus, I mean, the media is perfectly set up to get everybody to be automatic reactors. And you can see that happening now more than ever. So the way out of the 3D matrix is to see what the belief system is and to see that it's actually keeping people trapped and stuck in the 3D repeating timelines. Because even if you have a belief, like I kept 2. Number 1, I am a sovereign, divine, unlimited being. Unlimited. Not many people really believe that they're unlimited. They might say, yeah, that sounds good, but when they go to create the reality every morning or every day, you do that, don't you? I have videos around that, and it's completely life-changing. Creating your reality every day, and then throughout the day. It's a little distracting because a fence is being destroyed behind me. I don't really know what to do about it. I'll have to go check in. So you've got to be able to see that the belief system and how the ego defends it is keeping you trapped. And maybe not you. I'm not speaking at anybody here. I'm not projecting on anybody. There's a lot of awake and aware, wonderful people that follow these tools and teachings and stuff and share them. But, you know, when I was learning this stuff beginning in 2001, I had to hear my teacher say things like 100 times because it went into my mind and my mind went, yeah, that sounds really good. But I still didn't undo the underlying fears, doubts, judgments, and the lack of forgiveness that I was still holding. So it's super, super key to see how the program runs. We cannot dismantle a program that we cannot see. You've got to be able to see it and go, oh, that's how my ego defends. That's how it automatically reacts and responds. And the ego defends, and most people defend their belief system because they get an emotional charge. And so whenever they get triggered into judgment or fear or remembering something that somebody did to them, they reactivate that emotional charge. So that's why they believe that they're right. You see people, I'm right because I feel this way. And they raise their vibration with a low vibrational frequency: anger, judgment, attacking, projecting. These are all programs, and they just keep recycling until we identify them. So the invitation is to take a really close look at what is your belief system and where did it come from? Because it's limiting you. Because here's why. Even if your belief is, I am an unlimited sovereign divine being, and the other belief I kept is, love is the answer in every single situation, no matter what. Unless somebody's physically assaulting you in the room or abusing you, then get out. But when it comes to forgiveness and clearing the lower vibrational energies of 3D, love and forgiveness and gratitude is the answer. We actually thank the people. This is when you know that you've cleared your frequency, when you can thank somebody for playing their role on your journey as being a teacher. And again, if this triggers you because somebody really assaulted you or something, you don't necessarily need to thank them. Just bless them, because the only reason people do horrible things is because they're horribly wounded. So bless them, because in our past lives, if we've had them, we might have been the murderer, the rapist, the thief, the child molester. I mean, you have to be open, because everybody is a mirror in some form or another, maybe not to us individually for things that they did, but they're mirroring the collective. So how do we get out of 3D repeating timelines? We forgive, we heal, we forgive ourselves, and we forgive others. And this is key. There is no going around getting out of 3D by thinking that you're awake if you haven't done the inner healing. You can't do it. Why? Because judgment, anger, hatred, resentment, shame, those don't exist in 5D and beyond. They just don't. And those timelines are all around us right now. They're not like up here, 5D, 12D. They're all around us. And all we're being asked to do is become 100% responsible for the frequencies that we're holding in every moment with our thoughts and our words and the emotion that we put behind them. And to train ourselves to clear all lower vibrational thoughts, words, because they're creating our reality. Every time we judge something, guess what we're doing? We're not exposing it. We're actually amplifying it, because every thought and every word is a magnet. People think the hologram is doing things to them out there. It's not. It's a mirror. It's a mirror. People have it 180 degrees backwards. It's inverted. So I intend that you find this valuable, because it's been coming up with a lot of people that I'm journeying with. And, you know, it comes up for me from time to time too. The key is you can still have a memory of something that happened. I haven't figured out how to clear a memory yet, but I think with the new energies that are coming into the planet and the timelines that we're creating, I think we're going to be able to delete old painful memories, as long as we've done the inner work of the clearing and healing. So may you find this, you know, valuable. And there's a ticker down there with a web address for anybody that's interested in going on a 30 or 60-day journey where we lock in and we go back and forth one-on-one almost every day or every other day. And then we do a call every week, which is up to 2 hours, that's recorded. And they go through the chapter in the book and all of the PowerPoint trainings, and it covers the entire process of inner healing. It will get you to see the program of the belief system and the egoic mind and how it works. It's the most powerful work that I've ever done. And it's amazing, and it is truly life-changing. The results last. And I only work with 4 or 5 people a month. So right now there's 3 spots available. It's a new month, December 1st. This is going to be an incredible month of reveals and energy coming into the planet. If you're ready to really completely shift everything and step more fully into your soul's mission and purpose, reach out and I'll be happy to get on a call with you. And you can go to the website there, portal2awakening.com/transform, and it's all listed out what we cover. And there's no stone left unturned. If you're really serious and you want to heal yourself and your relationships and begin to really consciously create your reality, these are the tools, and they work every time. So thank you again to everybody that shares these transmissions, and thank you for everybody that sends love and all the great comments and questions, because we're all mirroring each other. And it's just an amazing, amazing time right now. And so here's our number one invitation. I'll leave you with this, and many of you know this. The dark is being exposed. The media, which is the number one tool for creating separation, is coming out full force. And they're attacking with the most force the people that are exposing the dark. Okay? You can put that together on your own. I'm not going to give you the clues or tell you who to believe or what to believe. It's really clear if you have an open mind. You can see what's going on. Okay? So the number one thing is to not give in to any fear. Don't give in to any fear of forced vaxes. Don't give in to any fear. Yeah, if you have to wear a mask temporarily, then when you're wearing it, know that you're creating the shift, and be the conscious observer instead of a reactor. Hold your frequency. Be kind to everybody. Shower the world and the dream with love and compassion. And whether you can see it or not, the entire planetary consciousness is going up, 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 up right now, every day, quicker than ever. And so get excited. The highest frequency that you can hold is excitement, gratitude, love, joy, compassion, and don't forget forgiveness. Do the forgiveness process if there's anybody that you still have left to forgive, and watch everything in your reality and your relationship shift for the better. It works. So have an incredible day or evening wherever you're at, and much love. What an exciting time. Thanks for tuning in. Live from Maladara, and we'll catch up to you soon.